But intro. It's intro time. Shush. Everyone shut up. What's going on, all you main characters out there? Welcome to another episode of the Third Party Podcast with me and the boys. We got Slim in the left corner, Cody on the right. How are you guys doing?
I'm feeling left.
What do you mean main characters? You're all just extras in my story.
No, they're main characters. You're a side character. You're a sidekick.
I feel like a side character.
I love the confidence.
At any given moment, Taylor's a side character.
I am. I accept it in my life.
This is the one side character with like a really good backstory. It's like, fuck, I miss that guy. I can't believe he got killed off that last season.
Great side characters are awesome. We need, make side characters great again. That's what I think.
Boromir in Game of Thrones, whatever his name was.
What?
Wow. You're roasting the
I
comments
know,
for
that's
that
fine
one.
with me.
Did you say Boromir from Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Well, I know he's from Lord of the Rings, but I don't know his actual name in that
I mean, he's almost
show.
the same character in both.
I know. He's great. Okay, I'm Boromir
Is that
in Lord of the Rings.
Sean Bean?
Yeah, Sean Bean.
Okay.
That's his real name.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
his
yeah.
name in Game of Thrones?
Ned Stark, Eddard Stark.
Damn, I knew that.
Yeah. It's been a while. I mean, he was only in, the
First season.
2010 season.
Well, that's when I watched it, so it was like years ago. So
It's all good times. I mean, we're all having a good time. It's all a
we'll
hoot.
edit it out. Hey, I'm the
not.
side character Ned Stark in Game of Thrones.
You're a main character.
I
Cody's...
die off early, and yeah,
So obviously,
So your kids get to watch you get beheaded.
it's gonna be
can
great.
I just explain?
It's fun stuff.
The reason I introduce and say to the audience their main characters is because we love storytelling and they all have good stories, and we want the audience to make good stories. So Hollywood
Are you trying
becomes
to get
supplanted.
people to like you or something?
No, I want Hollywood to become
never
supplanted, and we need minions and grunts. I mean, main characters.
We need hordes of infidels to throw at them. I mean,
cannon fodder.
We
Come
need
on.
fodder. You guys will
Get
be
in
great.
line.
Smash a like if you're fodder. No, so what have you guys been up to this week? Cody, start with you. How you been?
great.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Just great and good?
Probably playing Star Wars.
No, actually, I dipped a leg into.
Not a toe?
I balls deep into it now. Diablo 4, and I'm just fucking loving the shit out of it right
Is
now.
it good again? I heard the new update was.
They made
mediocre.
Diablo 4 great again.
Ooh. Well, maybe I'll join back up. Then.
Maybe I'll vote for them for president.
I don't know, it's fun. Like I was struggling with like the barbarian class. I'm like just trying to figure out, tweak it to get it to be like fun to play or whatever.
Yep.
And then I just switch over to the rogue class, and I'm just like,
Probably way
I can switch this however I want, and it's a fucking blast to play. And I'm just
Rogue is so-
melting fools.
What were
That's
the-
why I played through the first game. And
What was
fun.
what was I playing as when we were doing
You were
our
a
run
wizard.
throughs? I was playing
You
the
were a
wizard.
noob.
I was
I
bad.
got all ice buffs and I'm using electricity. Why isn't this game fun?
I was bad at the game.
My abilities don't melt together.
I do
wonder why.
not. I do not pretend like I was good at the game, but at the same time, I was like the game did not hold my hand at all.
You don't need to be held.
I did.
It's like,
I was
all right,
holding your hand.
do you want
carrying
to
you
focus
away.
on fucking snow, or do you want to focus
Fire
on
or
electricity?
lightning?
I don't actually think I was that invested in
I got
ice.
frost abilities.
Was I
and
that in-
fire.
You were pretty early on in the game. It's not like you had all
No.
gold gear with 10 stat buffs per gear piece.
Well, and we're bringing him to like veteran world, and he was like level 1.
We just
like,
like
let's bring him to this dungeon.
it's level 50 dungeon. He's level 12.
I just wanted to have fun with my friends. It was
good,
neither fun
scrub.
nor were they my friends.
You have to put in at least 30 hours to get to where we were.
Jesus, I didn't want to do that for sure. So Diablo 4 is great again.
I'm fucking loving it right now.
How much in-game content do you still have left to like dig into?
I'm only halfway through the story.
Really?
Oh, you'll enjoy it.
I'm only finishing up Act 3.
Yeah.
I did that with the barbarian, and then I switched back to the rogue, so I got to get back to where I was.
Man,
but-
the story's good. You'll like it.
Because in the beginning, wasn't the rogue meta?
The rogue was.
rogue is still meta, bro.
So
Still
good.
meta. Okay.
If
You
you
can just
if you
bounce
focus on
around.
poison too,
Yep.
it's like, dude, you're melting
He
people.
is such high, crit damage and crit percentage hitting. I remember this was right when
Area
the game came out.
damage and
Yep.
just fucking.
My guy would he had a bunch of abilities would absorb everyone in and then do all this area damage, and I had such high crit damage and high crit. Like, I wasn't strong, but I could.
You
bounce
can't
around.
escape me.
Hey, you can't hit me if you're dead. Was kind of my theory on it.
I'm like the Batman of the Diablo-verse.
So,
maybe I'll jump back in it.
Slim, what have you been watching, playing, doing this week?
We've been doing lots of moving, but I don't have too much at my place right now here in town. But
You basically just have your computer and a bed.
A bed on the ground. That's just a mattress.
You left the desk and everything.
Left the desk and the computer. That's about it.
Brings me back to being 21.
That's what we were kind of joking about, me and the wife. I got
Rate my setup.
New game on sale. It was called Evil West.
Evil West.
And it's really like not Diablo, Doom. It feels like it's Doom, but it's third person. You're
like Van
cowboy
Helsing.
killing vampires. It's just
Yeah.
dumb and fun.
You're like Cowboy Van Helsing.
It's sick. Just go have fun with it. I recommend that game. Just if it was on sale for like $12, I'm like, okay, sure. And it's just dumb fun.
What's
That's
the
all
new
it is.
horror game that just came out? It's the Human something. It's like
Beyond Human.
Beyond. That might
No,
be
that's-
it. No, that doesn't sound right.
That's an older
I
one,
know what
yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, it looked
It hasn't got super good ratings.
it
but
looked
I looked
really
at it.
good though. Like the visuals on it look awesome. It looks like it'd be pretty scary. I mean, when it comes to like professional YouTubers who are playing horror games, I don't really care for like the closed room, like you're just exploring a cafeteria or you're exploring a school. Like Phasmophobia does not excite me at all.
No, I didn't really like
But
those.
there was a horror game that had an amazing story to it. You were playing on an oil rig, and you struck some kind like you're.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I watched the gameplay through that.
Yeah, it's like a
game,
4-hour horror film that you were watching the gameplay of. It was freaking amazing. The visuals were great. The
It was
voice
basically
acting.
a story.
Yeah.
You were living through a horror book, basically. It was mainly story, but it was good. It was like well story.
The monsters were really good. The way they did the monsters, the way they had like these chase moments in the game where you had to like run away from these things, really made it feel like you were stuck, which was really cool. And just watching it made me feel suspense.
I need at least 3 pairs of underwear anytime I play a horror game.
We never
I
played.
scare easy.
We never played Alien.
Still Wakes the Deep.
Still Wakes the that one.
The deep.
That game, I watched the entire 3-hour playthrough that this one channel made. It was awesome, and then I went to sleep scared.
That's how I go to bed at
I
night.
was spooked.
I like
Watch
to
horror content.
I like to go to sleep either scared or laughing.
And then I wake up and it's like, why
Mostly
don't
scared.
This week,
I feel like I don't sleep ever.
this week I reinstalled and started playing Total War Medieval 2, the Divide and Conquer mod, the Lord of the Rings mod. I fucking love that game.
good?
I desperately want to find a space to bring it onto the channel to start playing it. It's so much fun. I am so bad at it. Like I'm so bad at Total War games because I want to I want to tell that for me I'm the leader of an army. I'm like, do what I say. And then the cavalry are like, nah, we're not going to charge. We're not going to charge. We're going to
'Cause
sit
it's an
back.
older game.
We're just going to
Older game with a mod.
Yeah.
We might glitch out a little bit.
We're just gonna casually walk through our own archers and just get stuck in between the archers and their infantry and get melted. I'm bad at
Maybe you're just bad at strategizing.
I was pretty good at Command and Conquer. Like
Strategizing.
Command and Conquer was an old top-down style strategy game.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
That plays
that.
a lot different. That's more like Halo Wars and shit
Halo
like
Wars.
that.
Yeah, it's exactly
Loved that game.
Yeah.
Halo Wars is garbage, and it's gonna come up. We're gonna be talking
Oh
about it.
yeah, we got shit to talk about today.
We got, dude.
Yes.
Today is gonna be a hotbed. Like okay. In
Sounds
fact,
comfy.
it's gonna be a hotbed of emotions.
Sounds gross and sweaty.
All right, the
I
first.
like cool bed.
Let's jump into the first topic then. We got to talk about Acolyte finishing up. The Acolyte is wrapped up. It's finally over.
It's dead.
Season 2 is unconfirmed still, I believe. I don't believe Season 2 has been
There's-
I
confirmed.
almost want it.
A lot
There's
of
no way it's gonna happen. I want it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
well, if Halo could get a Season 2, the Acolyte could absolutely
Yeah,
get a
but they
Season 2.
started Halo with season 2 like
Confirmed?
Already kind of yeah.
No, that's a good point. That's a good
they
point.
probably know by now, right? I mean, they wouldn't have released it by now, but they probably know right now if they're coming out with something.
Yeah, well, there was one project where it's like, oh, I think it was Ahsoka or whatever. They waited like a couple weeks after it ended, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna drop season 2, and then I still don't think it's gonna happen
Season 2 of
because they've
Ahsoka,
announced so many Star Wars projects, and like
Crazy.
half of them have come to fruition.
if that.
Yeah, it's been it's been a long list, but I mean, even the ones that push out, I mean, to find a good piece of content out of that list is pretty rare. I mean, I haven't seen The Bad Batch, but Slim sings The Bad Batch's praises. Then we have The Mandalorian season 1 is acclaimed. It's not like a masterpiece, but people like
good,
it.
But after that, it slowly goes downhill.
Andor gets to sing. People sing Andor's praises. Some people like it.
That one, season 2 is coming out.
Yeah. So I mean, Star Wars is surviving on. It seems like the take of normies are carrying Star Wars water for them.
Well, yeah, even the most staunch Star Wars supporters are just like, "What the fuck was this?"
Yeah,
it's like people were saying, it's like, all right, what's the worst Star Wars thing to come out? And it's like, well, story-wise, whatever, Acolyte, but the most damaging to lore, probably Obi-Wan. But now, like, after this series is finished, it's like, damaging to lore, Acolyte actually might have it.
Yeah.
Because it fucks with so much shit.
Yeah.
But here's, if we have to rank order the worst pieces of content. So damaging to lore actually is a good point. I'm going to let you...
Damaging to lore, I'm going to say the Acolyte, because it just totally fucks up the entire prequels.
All of the old lore, all of the high...
Which then the prequels lead into the OT, so it just damages the entire 6 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it talks about Kaya-Mundi. He's the one who says the Sith haven't been around for 1,000 years. All of a sudden, two of them show up.
That motherfucker's lived for like 200 years, apparently, and he's hitting shit. And then you got Plagueis that was just hiding around in a cave. And then he got the idea, basically, for fucking with midi-chlorians from lesbian witches. And Yoda apparently is complicit in hiding the fact that the Sith had been around.
Oh yeah, that's classic Yoda. What a trickster! What a little troublemaker that little Yoda is.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Especially his nephew Grogu.
And it introduced, which was my favorite part of later seasons of Game of Thrones. It introduced the Westerosi Express, to where you can go from core worlds to the Outer Rim in 20 minutes.
Oh, nice. That actually bugs me, I think, the most, because in the prequels especially, and even like we talked about the Empire Strikes Back. We talked about Empire Strikes Back when Luke was like going to traveling to Dagobah from Hoth.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, he's got to be in that X-wing for like 6 days.
Yeah.
And he's got nowhere to shit. And then it turns out I didn't realize that the X-wing fighters actually had hyperspace drives.
Well, it just gets recycled to R2.
Yeah. That's where his dialogue comes from. It's all shit. But no, the traveling between locations is where you like introduce character conflict, introduce moments between like Obi-Wan mentoring Luke that happened when they were just traveling across the inner part of the system. Then you have like when they're traveling from Naboo to Coruscant. I mean, these locations are on the opposite ends. Naboo and Coruscant are on the opposite ends of the galaxy. So not at the they're just opposite each other. They're not on the farthest ends of the galaxy.
Coruscant is
I'm just
towards
saying
the center, I believe.
Yeah, they're both more towards the center, but they're on opposite sides of the center. Is my point. So geometry.
Yeah, universe stuff.
Geometry.
Yeah, we bring you geometry facts in the Acolyte. But no,
lines.
Traveling in the universe sets up a really good opportunity to build narrative between characters. And if you're not... They did that really well, I thought, in the first episode, where they took the time. They were bringing May to... Osha. They were bringing Osha to... to Coruscant. Osha?
And May. Same person.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying
same person.
I think you said, "Is that a person?" I was like, I don't know. I might be totally fucking up the name.
Right.
She's so unimportant. But
well, they're so fucking wishy-washy, and they're like, "I'm good, now I'm evil. I'm good, now I'm evil." And it's like, but the last episode, I'm like, all right, so the person that was good is now in the black clothes and being evil, while the other person that killed a bunch of Jedi is now in the white clothes, and now they're perceived as good.
Yeah, the Jedi.
It's the clothes you wear.
Yeah.
They were really desperate. Like the show, Lesbian Headlamp, Harvey Weinstein's former assistant, like was really desperate to make sure that the Jedi came out as the bad guys in this franchise, in this show.
Really tried.
They worked really freaking hard.
Well, they come out as bad guys. They came out as retards.
Well, both.
They're like the dumbest, most emotional Jedi I've ever seen in my life.
You could be dumb and bad.
And emotional.
I mean, just look at Tox. But
I
got him.
I am
like,
evil.
This is the most incompetent Jedi that I've ever been portrayed forever.
And they're reusing old Jedi. It's not even like they're significantly.
I mean, it's almost like they just like sent their retard team out there, and it's like, all right, go to this planet that had virgins in the Force,
Force virgins.
and just like here, take this metal detector and just look for stuff.
Got
It's
it.
almost like that dude in Spaceballs where like you just send a couple guys down. It's
We
like,
ain't
all right,
found shit.
yeah, comb the desert.
Sir, are we being too literal? No, he said comb the desert. What
It's
a
like
great
maybe
fucking
that's why
movie.
they don't give a fuck about these Jedi or what happened. It's like, yeah, no, that was our make
That
a
was the
wish.
No, the Acolyte finishing up is honestly a godsend.
And now it's like OSHA is the first person in Disney canon to use Force choke.
Ooh, yeah.
She kills Squid Game, whatever the fuck his name is. I can't remember. He was in Squid Game.
Is that the
Kills him with the Force choke, and it's like this is another dumb thing. He's getting choked out or whatever, and he's like, it's okay, and then he just dies.
That you're murdering me. This is fine.
It's like that's
I
exactly.
loved you.
Isn't that kind of how they sent? How they did Han Solo?
I loved you since you were 8.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they let Han Solo die
They
too.
did.
Was we'll make this okay, son. Bazoosh.
Well, yeah, he walked into a lightsaber.
Then throws down a giant freaking hole.
He's fine. He'll come
yeah,
back.
I mean, Sidious came back from falling down
Yeah,
a deep
somehow.
hole.
What is it with Star Wars and
He
throwing people
survived.
down holes?
I don't know. He come back.
Somehow he survived.
Darth Maul survived falling down a hole.
Maul Sidious.
Sidious
Oh,
fell in a
shit,
hole.
that is becoming a
That is
trope
been a
now, ain't
hole.
it?
What is it like? Deep holes and like
It's how people get maybe killed.
Family Guy Star Wars made the joke like, forget health insurance. I just want a railing. Right here. I just want a railing. Is that too much to ask?
Too much to ask for.
I guess you just have to fall into garbage, and I think you're good to go.
Thanks. So.
Oh yeah, like Luke, Han, and Leia. They
all
fell
fell in
into a
holes,
hole,
too.
into the trash compactor, and they survived that hole.
It's a lot of hole falling.
There's a lot of holes in this
A lot of
universe.
surviving holes.
Can anyone build a freaking road?
Yeah.
Wait, road. I'm retarded.
Railing.
I'm a little retarded. I'm sorry.
This fucking show. I'm so done with Star Wars. It's like, I was watching a video where someone like super chatted something about like I want to see the Old Republic on the big screen, and like immediately was like, no, you don't. No, you
No,
fucking
you
ruined it
fucking
for you.
don't. Don't do it.
Stay away from that, dude.
Leave the old Republic alone.
You know, now at this point in time, yeah.
Everyone was
Don't
so
do it.
stoked about the KOTOR remake, and I was like, no, it's gonna be worse.
It is gonna be worse. I was
Especially-
stoked about it too, and now I'm like, I don't want to even see it.
Well, I thought. Hold on. I thought the KOTOR remake was canceled because
Yeah, it
they
was.
they canceled a bunch of. They had a bunch of articles that came out talking about how the Project Runner was or the game.
They did.
And then that the Project Runner fucking hated the Knights of the Old Republic, the old
Studio
game.
picked it up.
Another studio picked it
Uh-huh.
up. Oh, so it is coming.
Maybe.
Ah,
Me. Me.
probably not.
Probably not. But
And
if
especially,
everyone-
it's like, just wait till Star Wars Outlaws comes out.
oh, it's gonna be so bad.
That's gonna fucking be a
gonna
dumpster
bomb.
fire too.
It's gonna bomb. I've
think
watched
so.
gameplay on it. It looks not good.
I have zero
Doesn't look
interest
good
in
at
it
all.
Okay.
whatsoever.
So what we got to. Okay.
I would prefer a fucking Jedi Fallen whatever
Fallen Order.
3.
Falling in a hole.
He does probably fall in a hole in that game.
I'm surprised they haven't brought Cal Kestis to the big screen
That'd
yet.
be cool.
Didn't
He's a
they?
good character in the
Wasn't
game.
wait? Hold
I
on.
mean,
probably
it's
ruin
just
it.
the same. They used him in the game, the actor in the game, so it's like he could just pop in and be like, "Oh shit, that's Cal Kestis."
I thought he made an
yeah, like
appearance in
the-
Ahsoka.
Nope.
No? Oh, okay. I got that wrong.
What the fuck do you know?
Nothing. I hate Star Wars.
Shut your mouth.
There's nothing about Star Wars in my mind that's even remotely redeemable at this point. It's fucking over. In my mind, there's nothing here. I'm not excited for the new Rey trilogy. I'm not excited for the video
Oh,
game.
That's right. Ugh.
I'm not.
Which they're just gonna take from the fucking EU that they said they decanonized. They're gonna take Luke Skywalker's story basically after Return of the Jedi,
Oh,
where
they
he's like
so
building
are.
the
building the Jedi Order back.
yeah, and they're just gonna give it to Rey
Gross.
with a fucking feminist documentarian as the director.
yeah, I'm
great.
So there's nothing about.
Yeah, I'm nothing but positive.
Is there anything? Okay, Slim. I think you are probably the most
That's why I'm just stuck in
Rece-
the fucking old Republic era. Where it's like,
smart.
I'm only
Stay
playing
there.
shit around there.
I think at this table, Slim, you're the most receptive to Star Wars content. Like, you seem to give it a try. Like, you're most good faith with when it comes to Star Wars content and most receptive to this garbage.
I do my best.
Most receptive to good.
So, I mean, is there anything on the docket for Star Wars that you actually are looking forward to giving a
It
try?
was basically a long, winding way of being like, Slim, you like shit.
That's true. I do.
Out of everyone at this table, you have the worst taste. No,
If the game did come out, KOTOR, I would play it.
you would play it?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I would try it. I'm not excited, and I don't think I'd watch a Rey trilogy. There's no way.
Well, you got the Mando movie, too. Mando and the Green Fucker.
I don't think I'd go to the movie theater to watch it, but I think when and if it came to Disney Plus, I may. But I didn't watch the last season of Mandalorian. I stopped.
Yeah, because it's
So
shit.
I might not.
So is season 2, but everyone says season 2 is as good as 1. It's like, nah.
You know, the
I
thing
was
about
out on like episode 2 of season 2.
the thing about Star Wars is obviously, like, when it first came out, there was a cult following. People saw the movie back in the 70s multiple times in theaters, kept going to it. I thought they had extended their runtime for the movie as well.
Probably.
Well, I mean, it was 77. It was like not a whole lot of shit was playing.
You couldn't really do
Right.
anything.
So it was in
There's no
theater
internet.
for years.
Exactly. So, but so you had a huge fandom, or like a cult following, instantly created. You had the trilogy come out and get created, and the fandom built. But a lot of what Star Wars needs to, a lot of what Disney and Star Wars need in order to keep this franchise alive, is not just more shows. They can't just keep spitting out gunk. They have to sell toys. They have to sell action figures. They have to sell things.
The merchandise.
Merchandising.
It's in the tank with Disney Star Wars.
Exactly.
No one's buying anything.
No one wants to buy it.
Exactly.
It's garbage.
There's no action figures. There's no merchandise that they can push. No kids are excited about this. I think the Lego fandom will continue to build Legos because Legos are basically just kids models. They're just another thing to build up and add to your collection, or another thing to have fun doing, or get a kid at Christmas. You can't go wrong getting your kids any Lego set.
That reminds me too. Speaking of merchandising, is like just buying shitty lightsabers or whatever, and then playing around with your friends back in the day.
Oh, that was actually
That's
fun.
what that's what the
too.
lightsabers looked like in the last episode of Acolyte when they're fighting.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
they
it
look like
looks
the-
like a fucking stick with a light in it.
What was it?
Like,
Okay.
this is what you're coming up. Back in 2099, we had better fucking effects with lightsabers.
Yeah.
And this, you're just playing with fucking glow up bats.
For $1 million glow up bats. $1 million glow up bats. We got to be clear about how the price tag, because they're much more expensive than the ones we bought at Kmart.
Yeah. The one I bought was $8 probably.
The ones were like a baton where you had to like
Basically.
swish it out.
Yeah, that was sick. Didn't you feel like a badass flipping that thing out?
A nice wrist flick and
Count Dooku's was my favorite because
was-
it had the curved hilt.
I was so poor as a kid, I couldn't even afford those.
That's fine. We had spares. We were rich.
It's like those in Hall cans. It's like, nope.
Hall cans were sick too.
Hulk and
With the sound effects that would hurt your friends. Hulk smash.
Those were fucking harder than boxing gloves.
Yeah, they were. They were like dense foam.
Yeah, they were.
Heavily packed dense foam. No, the merchandising is for Star Wars seems to be
It's
dead.
also dead.
Yeah, so there's nothing they're not making any money from these projects at all. They're just pumping the sludge. And once this stuff hits theaters, they're going to feel the hurt a lot more because their good faith with the fandom is entirely spent. The only people who are still giving this stuff a shot are shills. There's no one who's actually there's no one who actually enjoyed the original stuff who is in the same vein saying they're enjoying the new stuff. It's not even close. They're not even the same thing.
It's just React content basically on YouTube that's popular, to where it's like they're reacting to a video,
Basically.
and it's like, oh my god, it's a red lightsaber.
I-
Evaded.
Evaded.
Like,
Evaded.
just dumb shit like that.
I love when the comments are like, "Why does this matter?" It's like, well, it actually doesn't. Like the Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is a dead brand. It's a zombie brand. Like this stuff they'll continue to pump out the sludge, which will feed your argument that no, they're still making stuff. It's like, but
It
no,
matters.
yeah, it does.
Humanity is based off of storytelling.
Yeah, culture. Like exactly. That's why you're all
Thousands of years ago, you had Hercules. Is like, that's a fucking hero or whatever.
2
And now-
billion years ago we had Snow White.
And now it's just the Acolyte. It's just two twins that fucking just kill a bunch of people, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go our own way, and then that's like supposed to be good because they were supposed to portray the Jedi as evil in this show.
Oh, they did a
And they're
great
just-
job.
They were just retarded.
They tried.
It's like, no, the Coven of Witches was the good one. You mean the cult?
That also like were just killing people. Those are the good.
Yeah, and the mom of the two or whatever that was consistently trying to convince Osha to stay with the Covens. Like, you got to become a witch or whatever. And then she dies, and she's like, I was going to let her go with you. It's like, what? You've been going against that this entire show.
I saw
Like, make
that.
up your mind. It cost you your life. Well,
I'm just going to turn into a misty demon and then die and be like, oh, I changed my mind.
I was the good guy. Wasn't it obvious?
Yeah.
I was a misty demon that was
If you just-
making people kill themselves.
You just let me turn into a misty demon. I could explain that I was going to let her go with you.
It's called plot.
I was really the reasonable one.
Yeah, and then they blame the entire incident on Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was his
It's
fault.
like, this fucking poor ass dude. I mean, he was just an emotional, crippled
That's Asian hate.
pedophile almost, pretty much.
Asian hate.
So he's like, I loved you from the beginning. And then it's like, yeah, no, this one flawed man.
She
is the
was
one that
8.
killed all the Jedi.
She was. Guy pulled the
And
Doctor
just
Disrespect.
leave it on him. Show fucking sucks.
Well, the show sucked so hard that Rotten Tomatoes even pulled the audience score. Like, remember?
way.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes pulled the audience score. It was a huge.
No way.
It was at 14 for the longest.
Let me see if I can just get there.
Hope it got lower.
Get there. Watch your watch your porn history. Pop
Yeah,
up.
I don't want that. That's not what we do.
It's just nothing but Acolyte stuff.
I
Acolyte,
have a kink. Don't judge me.
I have a kink.
Acolyte Rule 34.
That's the last thing I want. It's the ugliest twins in the world. The FN. So, can you expand on why the lightsaber went from blue to red? Because that was weird.
Because she squeezed it so hard she bled it or some shit.
That was such a weird freaking scene.
Yeah, no, it was kind of set up
what
towards
up?
like she grabs Soul's lightsaber and then tosses it and then it breaks to expose the kyber crystal in it, and then she kind of just like, I don't know, squeezed so hard it turns red.
She bled in it.
It was that time of the month. It's just it just turned.
It's not where I was going with it, but here we are.
But yeah, Osha and May are so wishy-washy. It's like all of a sudden Osha's like, I'm just gonna follow the hot Asian guy
Yeah.
because of reasons, and then like May, that episode in the forest when all the Jedi go down, she's like
Yeah.
trying to kill Jedi, killed Wanaka or whatever the fuck the Wookiee
Yep.
dude's name is, and then like, I'm gonna turn myself into the Jedi, and then 5 minutes later she's like fighting Jedi again. It's like, I thought you were just gonna turn yourself
Yeah,
in.
what's going on here? Yeah.
And then Osha sees Asian dude come up from a lake and is like, I guess I'm evil now. I gotta try on this cool ass helmet that makes me breathe weird, and now I
Perfect.
think I'm bad. It's just so inconsistent.
It's I don't know, man. I'm done with it too. It's
What's the next Star Wars thing? I think it's the movies that are next.
I cannot find the
I
story.
think it's Mando and the
That's
Green Fucker.
okay. We'll get over it.
You'll be okay. We'll
I
forget.
totally forgot about it already.
What,
That's how forgettable
what
you
audience
are.
score? What?
Yeah, it's
Well,
0.
So, Star Wars. Do you guys think that Star Wars is actually being carried by normies, or do you think that it's being carried by just a constant cash injection? Like, do you think that Disney is just pumping so much cash into this project that they just refuse to stop?
Yeah.
So much cash. You mean all the cash?
All the monies.
This fucking series costed $22.5 million an episode.
Holy.
22. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's
For 20 minutes of screen time and then 10 minutes of credits. And lame ass pop songs in the end of your Star Wars fucking show.
Oh, and
They had the fucking Power of Many song playing at the end of this.
Dude,
Oh my goodness.
the best meme that was ever made about the power of many was when they had Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. It's the
power
scene.
of one.
It's the scene where Darth Vader is telling Luke Skywalker that he's his father, but instead of
The power of many.
they just dub over Darth Vader saying the power of one, and then Luke Skywalker going no.
Well, I think Star Wars is kind of like, past hate is like apathy. Because if you hate something, you still have investment or you still love said thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's turning into apathy.
Well-
It's apathy for me in
People just don't care.
this era of Star Wars. I still love shit that's going on 3,000 years before this.
Yeah.
But like in this era of Star Wars, I just don't
Done with
care.
it.
I think the
At
only
all.
Yeah, me too.
I think the only Star Wars projects I like are the OG Star Wars, everything about the Skywalker saga pre the sequels. And then what was the Battlefront? Star Wars Battlefronts. The
I mean,
one and
that
two.
takes place during Clone Wars and shit like that.
Yeah.
That takes place in those
Because
movies.
it's rad.
The list of good things is dwarfed by the list of things that are like absolute garbage,
At
and
this point, yeah.
and even the things that are like loved. What's the podcast that has Vinny from the Unusual Suspects podcast? Do you follow that one?
No.
Okay, so
I just know about the movie.
or maybe it's Usual Suspects.
Kevin Spacey did it the entire time.
It might just be the Usual Suspects. I'm just getting it wrong. But the Usual Suspects podcast, I'm going to call them the Usual Suspects podcast because I'm more than likely wrong.
Yeah, no, I'd concur. You're probably wrong.
Probably.
Well, it's Unusual
Anyway.
Suspects. I'm pretty
We
sure
go
it's
off statistics. You're wrong most of the
my
time.
point is that they did a really good breakdown of like the entire Star Wars franchise and really made a good case for why the entire franchise is kind of mid. The entire franchise, even like the things we
You're gonna
love.
get some heat.
Well, even the things that we really loved growing up were not that great. So they did a good breakdown on it. We're not going to hash it out here because I want to move on to other topics at some point today.
You brought it up.
I'm just pointing out. I'm just pointing out that there is criticism of the entire franchise, not just the Disney
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah, it's not fucking like Shakespeare.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Shakespeare.
I would
shit.
argue this is far more culturally impactful
It's more
than
like
Shakespeare.
poetry. It rhymes.
How many people do you see? How many kids do you see running around playing Romeo and Juliet? No, they're all playing Star Wars, building Lego Star Wars sets, not Lego Romeo and Juliet sets.
I see a lot.
You guys both went super depressed in that moment.
I see it a lot in the ghetto, actually.
In the ghetto.
I'm just sad.
Star Wars made me depressed.
It did.
It's like, well, we
We're
also
still-
grew up
we're
in a
still
different.
here.
We also grew up with prequels, so we have like a disposition towards the prequels than we would the OT.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, when I watched the original Star Wars trilogy, the OG Star Wars trilogy, I watched it on VHS at my step parents' place.
On a tube TV, a 27-inch tube TV.
Yeah,
I remember back in my day.
we had it on
Watched it on
8-track.
I didn't even have a rewinder. I had to do it by
I had to
hand.
get up and turn the volume
You had to
up by a
crank.
knob.
You had to crank your VHS tape back an hour and 30 minutes.
This is back when you purchased the internet on a CD for a limited time of hours.
Oh, young people, you were missing out. That was the good days.
You got mail.
Called your house, you got kicked off the internet.
Get off the internet. I'm trying to talk to Uncle Dennis.
Yep, I remember.
So, I think it's so. Let's cover the next topic because we got more shit to get
I
into.
see you have improved your segues.
No, I
good.
haven't. I'm still doing
Oh,
bad.
Shush, it's fine.
So then,
I loved it.
the story that we're going on to next is like canceled Halo show will try to live elsewhere and it shouldn't. Per Forbes. Thank you, Forbes, for being honest about it. Halo. We got the Halo series that was from Paramount Plus is canceled. It's dropped.
If I remember correctly, you actually enjoyed season 1, right?
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's fine.
Guys, I'm not going to be very kind in this segment. This one, I have zero.
But look at the armor; it's so low accurate. You're supposed to just see a Master Chief and go, "Oh my god!"
If he wasn't naked more than he was in the suit, I'd actually probably be on pace with that.
clapping Master Cheeks.
Master Cheeks.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Well, I've never watched this show, but I know all about like the lore from the games. I've watched a couple of videos on there. Halo Wars 1 through 3, Reach, played all of them. Halo Wars 2. There's another one. 4 I played, and then I stopped because I don't hate myself that much.
So when season 1 was released, or before season 1 was released, we were getting these kind of like sneak peeks and little leaks that were coming out about the show. And you actually got a pretty decent glimpse at the first episode, at the pilot of the show in advance, and people were giving it a bunch of criticism for having bad CGI in it. So additionally, they were talking about race swapping a bunch of characters unnecessarily. You had all this push for like lore shift, and the showrunners even came out and made it clear that the Halo TV series on Paramount Plus was a part of the Silver timeline. They gave Halo an alternate timeline to protect themselves from lore
my
inaccuracies.
goodness.
Yeah.
What a cop out.
I forgot about that.
Is Sarge still this badass?
Sergeant, yeah.
Fucking love that guy.
Johnson.
Sergeant John. There we go. I was like, fucking. What is
I don't think he.
Love that guy.
So I watched season 1, and I punished myself. That was the worst thing I have ever seen. It was an absolute abomination.
Wasn't it some lesbian chick that was leading the Covenant or something?
Yeah.
Was the antagonist?
It was
Not even the prophets?
No. It was a human girl who was adopted by the prophets and basically raised to be this like usurper spy,
I'm gonna
like
tell you
priestess.
right now. The lore I know, a brute would go in there and just kill her. Right
Absolutely.
Away. There would no way you could stop a brute
Humans-
or elite even.
Humans are heretics
They are.
to the entirety of the Covenant. They don't have these like microcosms of different religions. The Covenant is one solid theocracy.
But she's a lesbian.
She was very
There's like steps to the hierarchy.
no. She
Lesbian trumps it.
no. She has sex with Master Chief in the show.
Oh.
As
she's-
enemies do.
That was
I often have sex with my arch nemesis, yeah.
well. If you want to steal the key or whatever it was.
And next time.
Next time, I'll get you. Next time, my arch nemesis.
She's fleeing your bed. I'll get you next time.
No sense.
You win this time, Master Chief. You came first.
I didn't even watch the show and I hate it now.
So to clarify, the greatest offenses to me from season 1 was that the show was trying to be Game of Thrones with like a bunch of political aspects. They made it very clear that this was very centralized around Dr. Halsey's projects with the AI and trying to incorporate them into the Master Chief projects.
That's some like fucking season 2 flashback shit, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Should be.
Well, the engagements with the Covenant in the original lore were the Covenant were basically this enigma mystery that they haven't really encountered much until the invasion of Reach.
Basically.
And so they had the flagships, they had the destroyers that the USMC had created and were expanding across the galaxy, but most of the military incursions that the USMC were participating in were against the militia and the rebels that were like forming on all these outer planets away from Earth, because there was a lot of like division amongst humanity at that time. And then the Covenant come in, attack Reach, and in Halo Reach, the video game, they thought like the Noble team, when they were investigating, they thought they were actually being attacked by the militia, by the rebels. Before they realized it was the Covenant that was actually invading.
Doesn't the shoulder guard in this picture take like 40,000 CR to unlock and reach?
Probably. Yes.
Probably.
Absolutely. But the biggest offense to me in this show was how shit they actually did Reach. They did Reach so bad.
Okay.
They tried really hard to do like politics, like Game of Thrones style politics, with Dr. Halsey and like the president of like the USMC or something. I don't remember what her actual title was. She was very unimportant, but she like pulled her weight around and stuff, and she was a part of this committee that was like making it difficult for Dr. Halsey to commit war crimes on the Spartans and the children and stuff.
Come on.
So-
Sometimes you gotta crack a few eggs, right?
The Spartans had...
I mean, I commit a few war crimes before I even get out of bed.
I think the CGI in this show was actually more hated on than it probably needed to be. Like, I think the
That's
CGI...
not the problem with the show.
No, it's not even close. But that's one of like the main criticisms that was
it-
given. It's a bad CGI. I was like,
Did you ever watch that like short movie or whatever that came out a couple years ago? Was it better than that, or was it worse?
Unto Dawn.
Forward Unto
Yeah,
Dawn.
Forward Unto
There
Dawn.
was another one called Night something.
'Cause I watched those and I didn't
I think
hate
it was
them.
Nightfall.
Nightfall.
Nightfall was.
That was mid.
I
It
just
was.
watched Forward to Dawn. I didn't watch Nightfall.
I've seen.
And I
Is that
liked
the one
it.
with the kids in the academy?
Yeah, they're in the academy, and he comes in like you don't see Chief until like the last 20 minutes.
I've seen all of the.
They revere
Which is
him
fine.
almost as like a fucking
Basically,
Jesus.
he
Came here.
comes in and saves them. Yeah.
I've seen
Really
all
good.
the Halo movies, including the one on Netflix where it was like the Halo Legends, where it was like all these short stories that were. I thought Halo Legends was actually really bad, because they actually did this thing with the elites where they were like samurai, and that was super frustrating and annoying to watch.
Like, they all had swords.
No, they were like
what?
samurai. They were like dressed down in like samurai garb and stuff, like shoulder
weird.
pads, like the wooden chest armor and stuff.
That's really weird.
It was really bizarre. I didn't like it.
I should have a talk with Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, yeah. They love it. Make him black and gay.
I thought you meant like they all had swords. I'm like, well, that's not really lore accurate either. It's just the elite of the elites who have, or into that kind of.
Well,
quick side note. I saw a meme when it came to Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed coming out. There's like a snippet of the show Shogun, and like one dude's like, "All right, look for the traitor," and it's just it's the black.
you don't even have to complete the joke. You don't have to complete.
It's like, oh.
Weird.
That's funny as shit.
We can't find him anywhere.
Oh,
Where's the assassin?
no. So the frustration, the biggest offense to me was what they did with Reach in the first season of the show, where basically they made Reach the main. Are you all right?
I was choking on my own spit.
Hot.
Yeah. I forgot that you can't inhale saliva.
No, so Reach season or Halo season 1 was just hated by fans who love the lore accuracy. But I kept getting approached by people who know how much I love Halo, and they're like, "Have you watched the new Halo show? It's so cool. It's so epic. I loved it on Paramount Plus. That's where you can see it." I was like, "Fuck you. Stay away from me, you goddamn degenerate."
It's like, you probably haven't played any of the games then.
No, these people are fucking normies who never played the games, and the Halo TV series was their introduction to the lore. And I'm like, you fucking losers, stay away from the shit.
My sister is like, Rings of Power isn't that bad if you take away all the Lord of the Rings stuff in it. And it's like, what the fuck?
What are you doing? Then make your own original fucking series. Like, this show probably would not have been hated if it was like just a unique sci-fi space adventure. Like, I mean, it was still bad. Like, make generic aliens with generic space marine soldiers with super armor. Tell a political story around it. I mean, that's kind of like, that's not too dissimilar from the premise behind like The Expanse. Like, The Expanse has like the what is the
protomolecule?
They have the protomolecule.
Yeah.
They have the protomolecule. They have the Mars Space Marines. They have like space pirates and shit.
Yeah, I mean that takes that takes place in our solar system. But I was almost gonna even reference The Expanse, to where it's like, just follow the books. Like these TV shows, just follow the lore. Why is it so goddamn hard? And it's just, let's just take something that's popular and then write our own story in that. That makes no fucking sense with the rest of the story.
Exactly. This is what everyone who has like a loyal following to a franchise wants, except the creators who actually, I'm 100% convinced, no good faith, they hate Halo. I can't imagine any other way to look at this. They needed to invent an alternative timeline so they could get away with the unnecessary race swapping, with the unnecessary character involvement. They created these new characters that were incredibly stupid, misplaced, just unimportant, and yet they needed to expand on them to check the boxes. It was completely unfucking necessary, and they did it anyway. And the only thing that makes sense is that they hate the fucking show, or they hate the fucking game.
Let's take a popular IP and then just we're just gonna use that to get people in, and we're just writing our own shit.
Can you imagine if you were given the
they don't even care about the IP.
What's your
they're actively looking for writers, actors, directors that have never read or seen anything like Marvel or Star Wars or anything into said projects.
What's your favorite franchise? This is an important question. This is leading to a second question.
Franchise?
What's your favorite franchise? And forget all the modern changes to it. Just what's at your core your number one franchise?
I mean,
Slim, this question's to you too.
It's probably Star Wars, to be honest.
It is Okay, is or was Star Wars?
Is or was.
Is or was.
Is or was.
Slim, where are you at with it?
That or Lord of the Rings was really good. I liked.
Okay, for me,
movie-wise, yeah.
For me, it's Lord of the Rings followed neck and neck with Halo. I grew up playing Halo and all the games. You guys came over.
Mass Effect.
You and Colton would come over. We'd play Halo for hours. We'd either play the multiplayer, or we'd play Forge World.
We just fucking play Forge World, and then that asshole would just snipe you from across the map.
Yeah, or
he did to us.
Or get yes. Colton's
any fun.
Colton, you're a dick. Don't remember.
I remember.
We remember.
Can you how gobsmacked would you be, and how honored would you be to have the opportunity to just take the franchise that you love and just put it on the silver screen? Would you make any creative tweaks to it? I don't know that I would. I would just recreate it as faithfully as possible on the screen and be so honored for the opportunity to have my name even remotely affiliated with such a beautiful piece of work. And these people needed to invent their own fucking universe, like copying the material in order to get their shot to do it because they hate it so fucking much.
It's like, yeah, I'd probably put Revan's story onto the big screen, but it's
That'd
like
be sick,
looking
but
back
we
at it,
don't
it's
wanna
like,
do
I
that
don't think
now.
I could change. I don't think I want or could change anything about it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that nowadays because they change shit, and then you'd be like, well, no, how many people?
Chicken gay.
How many people now see Revan's story as crap because they changed so much instead of truly knowing like how well his backstory is and like his part of the universe?
That could be an insane trilogy.
It'd be really good.
Well, I think like
Because you could start with like Revan's like upbringing and whatnot, and then at the end of the first movie, he switches to
His justification of
To the Sith or whatever.
switching to the dark. Like you could do the whole Mandalorian
and
War.
you got the Mandalorian Wars,
So
and then he
good.
comes back as
war hero and like
he comes back to being a
Evil.
Jedi, and like he's been in captivity for 300 years by Vitiate, the Emperor. It's like there's so much good shit there.
yeah, I mean, just even an old story of like the Forerunners for Halo would be so cool to fucking
that'd be
tell.
sick.
Like go pre Master Chief. I mean, honestly, I would love to see a good faith, loyal adaptation of Master Chief on the silver screen. Like I would put it as like a movie trilogy. I would just follow the original games as faithfully as I could, telling that same story of like dealing with the Flood. It would be so cool.
Now, what we need is an ODST TV series.
No, we
Yeah.
I'm
we should make it.
sure.
No.
I'm mixed.
Don't fucking ODST our boss.
It's fine.
They're great.
It's all right. it's all right. No, but okay.
It's
So just to
it's one of the best DLCs of all time.
tie it back to the Halo like series being canceled, just for clarification, it's just dropped. The show itself is canceled in the sense that like Paramount Plus is no longer going to be the studio that pushes and the platform that pushes Halo. It's probably
No one's gonna continue this Halo story. So
I
it's
think-
like someone else gets the IP and makes their own.
I think it's very likely that Amazon could pick it up. Amazon has infinite money to throw at this project. They probably like the showrunners and what they've done with Halo, and Amazon.
I mean, you've seen The Boys, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Amazon has Amazon has The Boys. They have Invincible. They have they have Rings of Power.
Did you hear the latest thing about The Boys? Sorry to sidestep.
The Boys just I don't want anything
Huey
to.
gets raped by a shapeshifter for a while, pretending to be his girlfriend in the last episode.
That poor guy.
Could you imagine if the roles were changed?
I hate that show.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's very fucked up.
Great. I love it. This is I'm on board with what the showrunners decided.
Let's keep on raping Dennis Quaid's kid.
We don't advocate, but you can do it.
It was just a statement.
Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote Cody. Cody always gets like taken out of context at the end of streams.
Let's rape Jack Quaid.
We should stop this stream right now a little early.
So the Halo show is canceled. I personally think that there's a lot of likelihood that someone's going to pick up this show. If they get the IP and start it from scratch, I'd honestly be fine with that because if they abandon the Silver Time,
What studio would you want?
what studio would I
over
want?
Halo?
None.
That's a hard question.
That's
to
a
answer these
really
days.
hard question to answer. I think that if I think Netflix or HBO Max,
It's
I'd
a
be
very hit and miss.
exactly.
with
But
Netflix.
Netflix has
They could do
done
it.
faithful adaptations of popular IPs before, but it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip with two tails and one head. It's like a very
So it's like a weird shaped die.
it's like a diamond or something.
It's not a coin anymore.
It's kind of a coin.
It's a three-headed
It's
die.
a flat,
Well, it's a coin, but
it's
like
a
the
flat
si-
triangle.
It's a two-headed coin where the if the side of the coin is the tails.
Yeah, if it lands like upright or
Yeah, if
whatever.
it lands
there you
upright,
go.
then we get a good faith
There's
adaptation from
technically a
Netflix.
third side.
I think
Yeah, I mean maybe HBO.
HBO
That's probably
Max-
the best bet.
HBO Max, I think, is the only real chance it has. Or here's an idea:
Your
X.
Fan.
Elon Musk.
Twitter.
Elon Musk. just
Twitter makes
make it a Twitter original series.
Oh
You
god.
said X, my immediate thing is like, oh, a porn parody.
It's basically that already in this version. It's like they haven't.
That's true. They just haven't showed anything.
Yes, exactly. Only Master Chief's ass like 6 times in the first season. They really
much
like that
ass.
guy's ass. It's fine. it's
That's too much.
it's just okay.
It's not America's ass. It's Halo's ass.
Honestly, I think that it's very likely the show will be picked up. I think Amazon Prime is the first to do it because Paramount. The reason Paramount canceled the show is very unlikely due to like backlash or it not being popular. It's probably the most famous IP that Paramount Plus has.
I don't know, man.
Not good, famous. Halo is probably the most well-known name
Probably.
that they have as far as IPs that Paramount Plus owns.
Millions and millions
Yeah.
of games.
The issue with Paramount Plus appears to be a cash flow issue, and the reason I say that is because in the past,
Well, they're getting bought out by someone.
yeah, they're trying to sell themselves to HBO. They're trying to have HBO pick them up.
That's hot.
So Paramount Plus abandoning Halo.
It's horrible.
Halo's a huge cash problem for them because it costs a lot to make these episodes for Halo. And they won't
And I'm sure it costs a lot to get the license.
exactly. So they're dropping all of that and in hopes that Paramount Plus gets bought by HBO Max, and that's
I
fine.
like these dumbass fucking like heads of these studios and whatnot that are just like money men. Where it's like, yeah, that's a popular thing. We'll pay for the license, and then here you go, random fucking person to head this project.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
It's a complete nightmare. Halo being picked up by Paramount Plus might have been the single worst thing to happen in all of America's history.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bold claim.
I don't even care that Star Wars was picked up by Disney.
That's
I don't give a shit.
Even worse than the War of 1812.
Yeah, this is far worse.
That's the worst one I can think of.
That's
I don't
a-
think anything else has been that divisive in American history
No,
before.
Halo on Paramount Plus. It beats Pearl Harbor. It's like the
It's
worst day in American history.
1865.
It beats the Great Depression. This is our Great Depression.
We're living in it.
This is our World
Isn't
War.
that a fucking quote from Fight Club?
We do that here. Sometimes on third-party studios, you'll hear a quote, a reference to something great.
Our
But
Great Depression is our lives. It's like, oh, Jesus, man.
Tyler
Trying to
Durden,
eat some cereal.
Tyler Durden, chill out. Like go for a jog.
Calm down, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt being, yeah, that was honestly amazing. Okay. Now,
What's going on?
Segway.
no, we're good. We just take our time. This is not a topic I was honestly 100% for covering, but it is relevant culturally because it's relevant culturally. So I think we probably should discuss
Well,
it.
I mean, how many are you guys big Tenacious D fans?
So I know
The
that it
biggest.
exists. I know that
So no.
I know it exists. I know there's a movie. I know Kyle Glass said some shit. I know Jack Black has said some shit in the past. I know Jack Black's political opinions because he's been very clear about his stance on shit. But
Well, he's hanging out with Biden a week before this
Exactly.
even happened.
so I know the context surrounding it. I understand that Tenacious D is a very popular band and they've been going for a long time. But I do not.
Yeah, it's been like fucking 20, 25 years.
Yeah, they have
Dang.
snow beards. That's how old this has been going on. Like Jack Black was talking about Tenacious D back with like School of Rock.
Yeah,
Oh,
School of
okay.
Rock was
That
2003.
was
It's been a long time.
ago.
Well, Jack Black is very talented. Like he's
He is.
he's
School
very,
of Rock's awesome.
School
That
of
is a
Rock,
good movie.
underrated movie.
It is.
Absolutely phenomenal. Jack Black in his prime was probably Shallow Hal and
I like how that's your number one go-to.
I don't think he's
Shallow Hal.
well. What is it?
Who?
What was the movie Nacho Libre or what was the?
oh, that movie sucked.
that movie was such garbage. That movie was
Yeah.
absolute trash.
People
I don't.
liked it for some reason.
Nacho. is
Cheese flavored Doritos are delicious.
yes, yes, but no.
Classic.
Obviously, Tropic Thunder, School of
Tropic
Rock.
Thunder, yeah.
No, the reason I like Shallow Hal and the reason I put it so high on my list is not because it's like an amazing film, but because Jack Black actually regrets making the film.
Does he?
Yeah, it was him and who's the like little bald guy who was on like Seinfeld. Yeah, that guy. Both of them I think I'm pretty sure both of them have come out saying that they regret making that
Is
film.
it George Costanza
Yeah.
in the show, or
Yeah.
is it that his
No, that's
name
it. George.
in real life?
His name's George in the show.
Okay.
I don't know his name
I
in
don't
real
know
life,
his
but
real
that
name, yeah, but
that
you're
little
right.
twerp.
That's the only movie I actually really saw him in.
What? Shallow Hal?
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he's been in other things too, just he's not important.
I just can't name him.
Do you want to run with this story, Cody? This is kind of like your push, your recommendation.
Well,
It's all your fault.
Well, now I'm just thinking about Jack Black and
the
Tropic
reason we're
Thunder,
here?
where
Okay.
he's just a fucking coke fiend.
Okay, I'll lay the baseline. So obviously, this is not a political channel. We just have a lot of overlapping culture and politics right now, and it's almost impossible to avoid the conversation. So Tenacious D, I don't know if you guys have heard, but recently Trump was almost assassinated. I don't know.
What?
Have you heard
the
this?
news.
Do you know of this? We'll make that into a short. Have you heard this news?
That's America's year.
That's America's. So Donald Trump was almost assassinated, and moments after that happened,
It was the next day.
yeah, leftists came out of the woodwork and started
Horrible
condemning
chaos.
not the fact that it happened, but the fact that the douchebag missed. The little,
Like,
He got kicked out of his rifle club.
yeah,
I heard that.
he was
yeah,
too good of a
he's-
shot, I guess.
It's like, what's the rest of that rifle club like?
Yeah.
Nothing but aces. But yeah, no, the day after, it was Kyle Gass's birthday, and they're on tour in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Black and the team or whatever brings out a cake, and he's like, all right, make a wish. And then Kyle Gass is just like, don't miss Trump next time. And
Yeah.
then, like, everyone breaks out in laughter. And then the day after
So
that...
funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Wish that guy would have died.
I'm
That's funny.
yeah.
Good joke.
Would you, like, if it was the other way and, like, Joe Biden was almost assassinated, do you think we'd even react that way? It's like,
I'm not
No.
convinced.
I'm not-
I'm not convinced anyone could miss. He's so sleepy.
he's so stupid.
Like, joke aside, no, that's fucked up.
That
Like,
is very fucked. We're gonna make a lot of jokes though. It's only we have to laugh with our tragedy.
It's like Shane Gillis is like said that Joe Biden is the only president that you could punch assassinate.
Don't do it. We don't call
It's a
for
good
it.
gut punch. And just, sleepy time.
I loved his like Trump impersonation of it being assassinated. Gets like, and then falls.
Ah!
No, it's
That
hilarious.
shooter's gay.
That's gay.
But yeah,
Shooter's
no,
gay.
he's like, yeah. The rhetoric has been like for so long that Trump's a Nazi, blah blah. Everyone that supports him is horrible people and racist, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, assassination attempt happens, and then everyone's like condemning like violence. It's
Yeah.
like you've been perpetuating this for the longest time.
Yeah, and then they
That even Hollywood, like fuckers like Kyle Gass are just like comfortable with like making jokes like that right after
Or,
someone
like-
was about to be assassinated.
or like Robert De Niro coming out and constantly saying Trump's gonna get me if he's in office.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get assassinated or like they're gonna put me in prison. It's like you fucking liar. You absolute
Yeah.
piece of shit liar.
But the weirdest thing about this with Tenacious D is that, like, for so long, like, you say anything, like, bad against the left or you say certain things about pandemic or whatever, you immediately get canceled or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost precedented where they say something about an assassination, now the tour's canceled because insurance at venues can't afford it now.
Yeah, the insurance companies dropped them.
Insurance were just like, we can't do it. And then Jack Black is like, any ongoing endeavors with Tenacious D is currently on hold. Like, they're almost breaking up the band over this.
Basically,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, and Kyle Gass has also been dropped by his
His manager and
yeah.
whatnot dropped
talent agent. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, his talent agent dropped him as well.
So I don't even know he really even need one. Aren't you just like hooked at the hip with
Jack Black. You're
and
basically
Tenacious
just
D?
following his,
I
just
think he
following
did some
him
voice
everywhere.
work, but
Well, okay, so yes, we've had years, decade almost, of people calling out the right for being Nazis, being evil people. They want to take your rights, your freedoms away. They vote a certain way, so they're evil. They don't like this, that, and the other. And again, I'm trying so hard to avoid the literal politics of this conversation, just because I'm not.
well,
That's
I
not
can bring
important.
it back around to cultural relevance. Is Gina Carano got fired because of saying basically that shit. It's like you're villainizing a certain portion of the population, and it's basically like, how do you think that like the German population got up in arms
Yeah.
about taking out a certain
We miss you,
group
Gina.
of people?
Yeah.
It's like it's because the government was constantly villainizing someone, and
Yeah.
like they're dehumanizing
Dehumanizing. None
a
of that.
certain
If
population.
someone's so young, that's all they hear for 10 years.
Right.
Just so young and dumb and like
It's like these people are evil.
Brainwashed.
It's like, yeah, no, we'll put them in camps. We'll re-educate them.
Yeah.
It's like
just
it's a
at that
very
time.
easy slope to go down.
The frustrating thing is that they're comparing like what the conservatives are having happen with like people who are calling for the violence against Trump to either continue or to do better next time or to not miss, or like these calls to calls of
like
violence.
popular streamers that were just like, yeah, that one guy that died, Corey something in the Trump rally. It's like you get streamers kind of like making fun of it, or almost like that's what you get for going to a Trump rally or some shit.
Exactly.
That's fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
he was a firefighter who like
He's
would
a
save
family
people
man.
and,
He was a
like,
hero, yeah. He's a hero. Sorry, had to. But
It's almost like a
the left is saying this is
Tourette's Twitch for
yeah.
you.
He's a hero. No, so people are saying that this is cancel culture. That conservatives, like people who are calling for this or saying don't miss next time, are actually getting fired. They're getting kicked out of places. They're not. Their livelihoods are being ruined. They're getting kicked off of streaming platforms. So the left is called.
It's like that meme, from what was that Western where James Franco's being hanged or whatever?
James Franco being is
Oh,
it a million
first
ways to
time?
die?
It's like, oh, we're getting canceled for this and this, and then it's like right wingers. James Franco's like first time.
First
Huh?
time out.
Here's the thing. There's a distinction to be made. I think Tim Pool made the distinction the best, but there's a distinction to be made between cancel culture and you getting fired because you're calling for violence.
Yeah.
Like, Gina Carano wasn't fired from Disney because she was calling for violence.
Right.
The conservatives who were, like, tweeting learn to code on Twitter weren't canceled or kicked
that's
off or
actually
shadow
not-
banned because they
that's
were
not
calling.
protected by the First Amendment, right? Because you got like certain things like you can't yell fire in a theater or whatever.
You actually okay, so I hate that one. You actually can. Like the context like
Well, I mean, yeah.
you actually can. You can yell fire in a crowded theater. If you couldn't yell fire in a crowded theater, a lot of people would burn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like cause
Context
of
matters.
like escalation to
Yes.
where people end up like frenzied and
But what the right has been suffering through is cancel culture. These people are just voting a certain way. They're not calling for the assassination of Joe Biden or the
I
assassination
just
of
want
these
Sleepy
people.
Joe to just like sleep.
Just sleep, man. Just
Just
go.
like take a nap, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you're old. You can't remember a lot of things.
I want to take it.
Take a
Like,
nap in the sun.
Yeah, I watched the
Sunny
speech
day.
and I'm like, I want to take a nap right now. Joe's like, I can go for some vanilla ice cream. He's
He's
like,
a-
dude, get that guy some vanilla ice cream.
America's grandpa. He's America's grandpa. But
He's just America's old great uncle that just makes shit up.
But the left, the point is like the left is trying to make an equivalency between like conservatives canceling people now. Like conservatives aren't canceling you. You're fucking calling for violence against people. You're calling for assassination. You're condoning. You're encouraging. You're promoting.
It's
You're
just fucking wild. I mean, it has been going on since 2016. Like Kathy Griffin, like holding up a decapitated mannequin of. It almost seems normal. It's weird that it's almost normal.
yeah. What's not normal is that all these damn women are in the Secret Service. So, all these short dwarf-like fucking.
Send this 5'4" chick to protect this 6'2" dude.
And we will. I don't want to talk about the actual like Secret Service part of this conversation because that is absolutely
that gets
completely
into
unrelated to.
conspiracy and political.
Yeah,
And
but Kyle Gass is not the only person who's like taken a punch from like for being like canceled or like banned and stuff. One of the most famous creators on the internet right now. He's been on like so many varying podcasts. He's been on Tim Pool, Patrick Bet David. He's been on Piers Morgan, and actually the Piers Morgan conversation is probably the more relevant one.
I can see the fire behind your eyes when you mention that.
Dude, I can't say what I believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate cuck, Destiny.
Okay. Slim, are you familiar with
No.
this person?
I don't know who this is.
So,
Would you recognize him if he had blue hair instead?
No.
Oh, okay.
okay. So, left-wing pundit and streamer Destiny. He's very famous. He has been kind of on a roller coaster of like his opinions. He defended
He's like one of the leftists that will go on to right-wing like
platforms and discuss and debate.
podcasts and yeah.
Yeah, like he was like
Cool guy.
Yeah, he's
Jordan
not.
Peterson does not like him.
I don't like him. Fucking twerp. Anyway, so Destiny was suspended from both Kick and he was demonetized on X, Twitter. So
Twitch too, he's banned.
Twitch, he's banned on Twitch. That must be
but
new.
it's not like a banned forever. It's
No,
just
it's
like
just a-
until the heat
Take a
goes
time
down.
out, dude. Take a time out for
You're
calling
on
for.
timeout. You said bad things.
So
Go to the corner and do not collect 200 for passing go.
So I listened to the Piers Morgan debate, and it was disgusting, dude. This guy is absolutely fucking
Yeah,
vile.
dude, that dropped. It's like we got home at the same time. You ride your little fucking bike or whatever.
I ride bike. I'm chubby. I want to lose weight.
You walk into the house, it's just on fire. It's like, I've been listening to this fucking guy.
Okay,
Dude, you must have been pedaling like a monster.
dude, I was traveling.
Ring, ring.
I went to
ring.
Canada and back. So the reason Destiny has been suspended, or one of the most likely, I don't actually know the literal reason why he's been suspended, but the most likely
I
reason
think
he's
it's
been
because of his fucking
Yeah.
tweets.
So he's been on Twitter. He's been on his platform. He's been streaming. He went on Piers Morgan, and his position on this is that he doesn't condemn the assassination attempt. He won't condemn the assassination attempt. He won't apologize for calling the guy who was shot, the father who died in the assassination attempt in the audience defending his kids. He refused. He called this guy, what do you call him, a loser, and like it was his fault. Like he went there, so it's his fault. Like, and man, I want to find the actual.
I don't
fucking
think
quote.
like in the Piers Morgan thing, he's like, "Do you condemn this?" It's like, obviously no. Who the fuck cares if he says or says not that he condemns this or whatever? But he's actively like promoting political violence.
Yeah. So Corey Comparato.
Sure.
I'm sorry, dude.
Caprator. Sure.
Comparator.
Got it. We understand.
I am doing my fucking best
Corey-
for you, man.
Corey
I am so
Comper.
sorry.
Corey ain't coming here.
Corey Comper.
Corey Comperturn. Destiny's tweet. Fuck this guy so much.
Read it.
This is the fucking retard that got killed at the Trump rally. Fucking Lamau. Like, this guy.
Quote it. Clip it. That's talks.
I didn't. Yeah. That's my position. I'm sure Corey and Babbitt are both having fun with each other in hell right now. Like, this guy is fucking sick. Don't you mean the this
Yeah,
is
this is the hill you wanna
don't you
die
mean the
on.
bleachers? So he's making fun of this guy who lost his life defending his fucking family against an unprecedented assassination attempt against Trump. And honestly, I don't believe there's words that are so vile that they come to the point of like you lose your right to speak over it. I don't believe Destiny shouldn't be allowed to say this shit, but he is a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, it's like, I'm all
Get
for
ready for
free speech.
consequences,
Keep
though.
on saying what you want to say.
But,
It's like you're gonna
get
push people away.
consequences for what you say.
The sick,
Right.
the sick thing about this is that he lost like Jeremy from the Quartering did a breakdown on this, going over like his stream or his like channel subscriptions. He lost a bunch of subscribers like right away, but he gained back like triple that in the next 3 days. So
yeah, you're gonna get the whole like
Crazy people
militant
coming.
Antifa clown-haired people.
well, the thing is like the left hates this guy, like the left, like the
Because
extreme left.
He used to. Well, he talked to like right wingers and whatnot. It's like as soon as you talk to someone on the other side, then you're automatically like out.
So
It's
in
like the same thing that happened to Star Wars series.
So in the interview, Piers Morgan's trying to talk to this guy and is like, hey, listen, like, you hate conservatives for all the extreme rhetoric that they spout. That's your position. And you won't apologize to them because of the extreme rhetoric they spout. But now you're saying, you
same thing.
you refuse to condemn the assassination attempt, and you're making fun of one of the father in the audience who lost his life trying to defend his family. You fucking scumbag. You degenerate piece of shit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's like, are you trying to go for like rage bait and like clicks and like
no,
that, or is
no,
that just
no,
your
no, no, no,
position?
no. These people absolutely believe this shit. He believes that conservatives are so fucking evil that they deserve to be killed. That's his fucking opinion. He said the guy in the crowd fucking deserved it. These people are. Oh,
You ever see that meme from that British show where like these Brits are like, they're playing Nazis or whatever, and it's like, are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
these you call the conservatives Nazis for 8 fucking years. Then there's an assassination attempt, and then
I
you
can't shave my head without being called a racist now.
yeah, it's so funny.
I'm just going bald, damn it.
I got my swastika tattoo on my arm, and people automatically assume I'm a Nazi.
It's an Indian peace symbol.
At least for me. At least this. I don't want to get into the politics desperately. I desperately don't. I want to create like a second platform if we're gonna do that.
But I mean, it's intertwined with entertainment now, to where it's like you got one side doing one thing and one side doing the other. And it's like if you don't like a show, then automatically you're like a right winger Nazi because a black person's in the show and you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's like the Gladiator 2 trailer that dropped, and it's like the later half of it is like rap music, and it's getting fucking demolished ratio wise just because of the rap music that's in a Gladiator trailer. It's like, oh, you guys are racist. It's like, no, there's a time and a place for like rap music. You don't put it into 2,000 years ago ancient fucking Rome.
Give the Mona Lisa a huge
And
fucking
there was
stash.
a song list
Must-
that actually came out for that trailer, where it's like there's like fucking 7 different rappers that have songs in this movie. It's like, what the fuck are we making, bro?
So what are you making?
King Arthur. Fucking
It's
garbage.
like, yeah, no, you dislike something, you're racist or sexist.
I'm fucking.
Calm down. Calm down.
Docs is like, I'm making a political channel now.
Yep. Well, I'm not part of it because I don't have enough time in my life.
Yeah, fair enough. But
Yeah.
the idea that the conservatives and like the lead Democrats are all calling for people to tone it down, and they're saying that like the conservatives need to dial back their rhetoric. Like what? Build the wall? Like what? What do you want us to dial back exactly?
Hey man, that costs a lot of money.
We
want
wanna- we-
wanted $5 billion for the wall, but you know it's too expensive, so we'll send $80 billion over to you.
No, we want to promote the nuclear family. We want to bring back jobs to America. We don't want to be in global wars. We want the wall. We want a good economy, defeat inflation. We want representative government instead of mass voting.
But you
And
don't
then
want randoms going through the border, so you're racist.
these people say every conservative is a fucking Nazi, and every one of them's fucking evil, and they're a fucking mind virus cult who worship a god king. These fucking people are so goddamn evil. I hate these fucking scumbags.
Okay.
I'm glad that we saved this for the end of the.
Oh my god.
No one's gonna make it this far. So.
Oh,
That's not
we'll-
true.
This
But
was definitely the safest part to put me in.
We'll clip it and put it on
Yeah.
super video.
Christ.
put it on Vine. Yeah, the reels.
Fucking scumbags.
I got a lot of work this week to get all these clips in for our shorts.
So Star Wars is dead, huh?
About fucking time. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Fuck these people. Fuck these people.
We only have so much time.
No. That's we're 15 minutes over. The other thing we were just gonna cover real quick was just that Twisters happened.
That's all.
and the end.
That's it. And that's our review. That's it. Okay.
This was like in the thumbnail. This is like the center point. It's like,
And then Twisters happen. All right, see you guys next week.
Twisters happened. It's a girl boss movie. Apparently, she's like the main thing in the movie. She's really smart. She has like super women's intuition, which makes it possible for her to predict tornadoes with her feminine instinct. And apparently, there's romance in this. Big tornadoes. They try
Two
to.
of them.
She just travels around the fucking like Midwest. This is like, where's the tornado? She's like,
I smell it.
I feel the wind is a coming.
Fucking wind talkers.
Yeah,
No,
that was actually kind of a good movie.
when talk. Yeah, I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying.
That's a movie.
Yeah, I think it was Mel Gibson.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the content, please consider smashing the like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. It is free. It's the best way to support the channel, and we really appreciate you helping us grow. Share the video out there. Let people know where we are, what we're talking about, what we're doing. Next week, we will have the review of Deadpool and Wolverine on Friday evening. We will
So stoked to see that, actually.
we will not have a Saturday episode, so please make sure to tune in on Friday when we do the spoiler-free review. So we will have original content coming out the rest of this week, so stay tuned for that, and we will let you guys get back to... Wait, what? Oh, I think my brain broke.
You okay?
Oh, mini stroke.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wave.
So long.
Goodbye. Wave.
Everyone wave.
All right, go tell your stories, guys. We'll see you on the next ones. Peace.